1 like and I haven't even gotten anybody in here yet. That's a surprise. Two people. This should be interesting. That went flying. Well, I wonder where that went. It's always fun dealing with spring bars. Ground Fog, what's up? Thank you, thank you. I'll be honest, when I first started, I thought that I'd hit like 10,000 by now, and it is so much harder than I thought it was going to be. So real quick, I gotta find that spring bar that just went flying. This might take longer than I want it to, but I don't think it went flying all that far. Downside is I got a bunch of stuff right next to my chair, so it is somewhere over there. Oh, that's convenient. It fell in probably the best spot that it probably could have. It fell right in my box of Q-tips and went all the way to the bottom, which is so much better than it going flying across the room. Right there. Appreciate it. But yeah, I was just talking about how when I first started YouTube back in 2023, I thought by my 2-year mark I'd be at 10,000 subscribers or something. I thought it was going to be like the easiest thing in the world. And 2 years in and I'm at 1K. And with an understanding that it is nowhere near as easy as I thought it was going to be. Now, before I lose another spring bar, hopefully I don't. There we go. That's so much better. Takes a while. And again, I'm not... My first year, I didn't have all that consistency that I had on my second year. It took a few months for me to get to my first 100, and then I would like to say it snowballed. It snowballed when I hit 700. So I hit 7, and then on the same month, like a few days later, I hit 8, and then I stagnated. I was also stuck at 623 for a long time. I just figured we'd talk about how long it takes for channels to grow like this. Appreciate the congrats. Okay, so now we're going to be taking this and putting it away. I'm returning this watch. I'm not going to say there's anything wrong with it. There is. It's just nothing that I can have fixed. So I'm going to see if I can get a different one. Okay, put this spring bar in. There's one. And there's two. Okay, so we're going to put the NATO strap that it came in, or that it came with, back on to return it. So slip this down this way, all the way. Slide it through the other side. Slide this through that loop. And then 4 is good. And there we go. NATO straps just aren't my thing, and I prefer a bracelet. A couple of the links, or the screws for the links, won't come out, so there's nothing I can do about it. Gotta return it. So what do we do now? I'd say we take something else apart, but I don't have much to take apart. Thank you, Mike. Somebody in my previous stream, in a watch, I don't have a whole lot of watches that are easy to swap a battery on. And that one that I was just working on was an automatic. It doesn't have a battery. I'm trying to think of... I don't think I have any watches that I can change batteries with without buying a new tool. Unfortunately. Like the one I'm wearing right now that I just put on has a screw down case back. Most of mine do. But this one, you need a tool to take it off. And I just don't have that tool. It's a press with jimping on it. Somebody in my last stream was asking if I had any Colt knives. And this is the only Colt knife that I had. Offered 30, and I was like, sure, why not? I'm never going to use it. Today I carried this one, the Civivi Mini Praxis. It has a little bit of play with the detent. I find that annoying. Thank you, Woodinator. Appreciate you sticking around for that. What do we want to do? Ooh. I did not swap out the grease on this one. And people seem to find that interesting, so we'll do that. Well, you go do whatever you're busy doing. Appreciate you jumping in to say hi. It's a big deal, a huge milestone right there. Well, hopefully you do well. Streaming takes a lot more out of you than people think it does. You're like 10 minutes late. That's not the worst. It'll be a long time. Hopefully it won't be, but it probably will be. Yep, red grease. Still haven't swapped this one over. But I wish you luck, and hopefully it happens soon. Just don't be discouraged if it takes a while, because holy crap, it took me forever. Not very busy. I got a new knife though, and I'll show it off here in a sec. Apparently I don't have it on me. It's a fixed blade. I don't carry fixed blades very often. Appreciate the like as well. Let me go grab that. This is going to be a kind of short stream, like hour and a half. My phone's going to die if I do much longer than that. Got this Mora at the pawn shop for $10. And it's the, I think the next model up after the 511. I think they go for like 26 or something. And I got it for 10, so not a bad deal. No, it would be very hard to beat that with a stick. I guess I could just wipe that down. Q-tips to the rescue, as always. I don't know what you mean by strange forgery. Stainless. I don't think I'd complain either way, honestly. They use 12C27 for Amazing with a G. Which one is Amazing with a G? This one that we're working on? Pretty inexpensive if you want one. They're like, I think used they go for like 20. It's called the Kershaw Misdirect. I'd recommend looking for a higher quality model though, because this one uses sadder materials. And thank you for the congrats. Appreciate you. You sleep well over there. I'll be making more shorts soon. Okay. That's about as good as I need it to be. Another Q-tip. Some grease right here. I think I always use more than I need to, but I got myself earlier today. Not too bad. It's part of the hobby. Every once in a while you get got. What do you do? Yeah, I got myself on the finger right here earlier. Didn't start bleeding or anything. I have no clue what that's supposed to mean. Go ahead and clean this off real quick, off camera. Not too big of a deal. Okay. So now we'll go ahead and put it back together. Pivot screw goes right there. I like that question a lot. I think my favorite locking mechanism that I've handled is the recoil lock, which is the same as the Civivi Super Lock. I'd probably like the Super Lock more, honestly. How are you doing, Aiden? Welcome back. I remember some people. Not everybody, but I try. Okay. The blade. Oh, we should oil this real quick. Just a little bit. And only on this side. Stop pin rolled over here. Okay. So this one's a little bit less fun to put together than all the other ones. Takes a lot more effort. So the tip of this spring that's sticking out goes into that hole. Then you line up everything else. What are you doing here, Mr. Moderator? Oh, there we go. Beautiful. That worked out great. Whoa, this is not an attempt. I don't attempt things, I make it happen. I'm sure y'all heard that. That went flying. I'm gonna go find that now. I'm not crying, you're crying. So, on the other side of this table, there's a vent, and this landed right in front of the vent. So that's great. It didn't go in, but it landed right in front of the vent. And yes, they attempted to make something. Looks good to me. If they used a better steel, it wouldn't be as bad of a knife. But what do you do? I mean, it dulls by just sitting there. It's still sharp, at least. Anyway, today we get to sharpen a Mora. Because I have nothing better to do. First fixed blade we get to sharpen. No, not true. The first fixed blade of this size that we get to sharpen, though. How long is that? I have no clue because I was not paying attention. It is 4 inches. Real quick before we start. Okay, just so we know what it's like before. So there is tearing. Best budget, mid-tier, high-end steel, huh? Either CPM 154 or 154 CM, one of the two. That's my pick. Oh, you want me to pick 3 steels? Okay. Low end D2, yeah. Mid tier, I'm going with 154 cm, and high end, I wanted to say S90V, but after Knives, I guess, did his testing, I was severely disappointed. I mean, S90V was supposed to be legendary with its edge retention, and it's just sad. What was it, like 5 hours or something? I'm gonna pick 2 steels uh, for every one of these choices. Budget is gonna be D2, and yeah, but when I think of S90V, all I've ever been told is it's one of the edge retention kings, and it couldn't even whoop up on D2 from some random Chinese. Yeah, I try and hold it pretty well. So budget is, I'm gonna pick D2 and 10 CR. Mid tier, I'm picking 154 CM and I don't know. I haven't dealt with a lot of so yeah, we'll go with 154 CM and S35. And then high end, we'll go with I like the weird stuff. I think 3V is mid tier, not high end, based on price wise anyway. So I don't know. He's already pretty good at chopping limbs. Ah, he'll like that joke. Nobody else might get it, but he'll like that. I doubt anybody else got that joke, but it was fire. That was one of the best jokes of the night, guaranteed. It's already better than it was, except up here where it's still struggling. Now, where was I going with that? I didn't say my high-end steels. I'll probably pick MagnaCut, and I don't want to be that guy that just goes along with everybody else, but it's a really good steel. I can't say it's bad. It would be in my top 2 of the high-end stuff. And possibly M4. Nope, CPM 154 is the powdered metal version of 154 CM. They're made different, and the biggest difference between the two is toughness. CPM 154 is tougher because of the way that it's made. Yep. That's why it's tougher, is because of the better distribution, the more even distribution of carbides. I sound like such a nerd when I talk about this shit. Yeah, the more even distribution of the carbides in the blade matrix. Whoop-de-doo. People are going to think I'm just talking gibberish when I'm actually meaning something. It also depends on the steel. Some steels just like low edges, or low grit edges, like D2. CPM D2 still likes low grit edges. And yes, that's a thing. Benchmade uses it. Go figure. You gotta put cheap shit on expensive knives. I didn't get to see that. I don't know how well it did. I want everybody to stare at that scratch pattern and tell me it looks like shit. Look at that. It is immaculate all the way across the whole thing. And then on this side, it has that one spot that you can tell isn't touched. Don't play that. Don't be playing that game. Benchmade does a damn good job at it. I don't know about you, but when I buy a $300 OTF knife, I don't expect it to have D2. Well, that has titanium involved. If you're talking about the Tenacious with the titanium scales, that has titanium involved. Don't get me wrong, I'm not trying to get them an excuse, but they are using some higher end materials. And it looks pretty sick. Being that it's Spyderco, I guarantee you they're using a better titanium than the Chinese ones you're talking about. Dude, I'm hoping at some point I'll own a knife company, and quality control is such a big deal to me. None of them will leave if they're not immaculate. I'm so picky. Thought I just got myself. I didn't mind my iridium. It just wasn't the knife for me. That's brutal. Or you'll have to flush twice next time. I don't sharpen Scandi grinds all that often, but I don't have anything to mirror polish these. So they just have whatever scratch pattern I leave behind, up to 1,000 grit. I'm missing a story here with the shoe pudding thing. This is my third knife with a Scandi grind. Diamond, so much more than whetstones. They're so much cheaper. And they'll work with just about any steel out there. I might leave this at 6. Because this stone is flatter than my other stone. Real quick. We'll try stropping before anything else. You know what I wish Blade Binge had that they should have? I don't know if you guys knew this, but if you look me up on Blade Binge, I don't show up because you can't look up profiles. That is such a pain. Appreciate it. Yeah, I can't do mirror polished stuff because I don't have the tools to do so. There's a burr. I can feel it on one side. So we'll try the 7 or the 1,000 real quick and try and knock that off. No, I haven't. That's still just a piece of leather. For now. I'm gathering up everything for the giveaway, for the 1,000 subscriber giveaway first, before I start moving on to God, it's freaking getting in the way. Whatever Outdoors 55 tells you to get, this is the one that I went with, is SATC on Amazon. Works great. Does exactly what I need it to do. I should, dude. But he's also, his stone or his diamond plates are the ones from Harbor Freight, and mine aren't. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Is at the very least do an upgrade before we say he's. There's this spot right there, and oh, that's where the previous person sharpened it. Damn it. Australia, the land down under. I don't think I've had somebody in Australia or from Australia in here yet. So welcome in. How's it going down there? It's winter right now over there, right? I wouldn't waste your time on at Blade Binge looking for that stuff unless you're going to go at Wicked Edge or something. Cold and windy. That's relatable. Dude, the wind here in the last few years when they started they did they're doing weather manipulation up here to create more rain or whatever. And the stuff, the silver citrate or whatever that they put in the air to bring the rain down or to seed clouds, it causes bloody noses, and it's really annoying. Like, it really dries out your nose. It looks nice and toothy. The problem is I'm missing a complete spot because the previous owner sharpened it wrong. Because it's a Scandi, you know, they didn't, you can see it. That shiny part right there at the edge. Right there. That's where it's catching. And that goes all the way down. I planned on doing that. I had a plan to make a video that just down here is amazing. And then up at the top it just goes to shit so fast. We'll move to 600 and we'll completely finish this. I did. Yep. My stropping method was cardboard. And it worked. How you doing, Josh? I haven't seen you in a bit. It has been a while. One of these days I'm going to say that to somebody and they're going to be like, I was here last week. Yeah, and last week was a long time ago. You can tell because I don't remember anything from last week. It worked pretty damn well. 117 beads? Damn. You're a lot closer to 20%. Look at that beautiful scratch pattern right there. Why would I want to go to mirror polish when it looks that good? There's no point. Look, guys, I plan on getting some of Lacey's stroppy stuff. Okay, and I know it's not all that expensive. That sounds like an addiction. I know how to get rid of that addiction, okay? Go buy another knife. It'll get rid of the addiction for about a day. Trust me, I tried it. It's verified. Hell no. You know what my excuse for not buying stuff is? I could spend that on another knife. Yep. Ooh, we got a burr. Not where I want it to be, but I plan on getting a Ruger American in 5.56 one of these days. Why is that the worst thing? Look, I'm going to be honest. If what I'm rushing towards isn't the toilet, I'm having a good day. And I think most older guys will agree with me. If I walk into a sporting goods store and the first place I go isn't the bathroom, it's a good day. Best part is I don't really have that problem, but I know I'm right. What is my channel motto? My old channel motto was proof that money isn't everything. Okay, I think that the burr is gone, so my 22 is spot on at 100 yards. It's a blast. Really cheap, too. The gun and the scope I put on it together they were $300 total. That right there explains why I don't wear this watch all that often. Everything gets really hot when you're doing anything. I should go stick the watch in the freezer. Testing time. Better. It's still never going to be as good as Mora's factory edge on these things. They are insane. My Marlin Model 60 is... I kind of suck with it, to be honest. It's a good rifle. I just suck with it. Okay, so here's how it cut at first, when we first, or just before we sharpened it. And there's a lot less tearing than there was before. I would love to go long range shooting with my 22. I just don't have any places in the area where they do that. Ooh, it caught. I'm gonna say it's sharp. Idaho, where housing is expensive and nobody wants to talk to you. Or something like that. Where the potatoes are from. Oh. Oh. Oh, wait, yeah, I got another 30 minutes before I gotta head out. 1 out of 2? What are we talking about? Yes, where all Chris Reeve knives are made. I live 5 miles from the factory. Honestly, I should have them do a tour with me and I record the whole thing. It looks like when summer happens, knife content picks up quite a bit. I'm sure you've noticed that too, Knives, I guess, where our videos do, or our live streams do significantly better than they do in winter. What's a good price? No, I might go get some, shit, they're probably closed right now. Let me check and see if they're closed. Under 400. Okay. I wasn't doing great almost at all this year. The best video, other than the popular knives in the last year, was what's it called? Was my knives of the year. I'm looking up to see if the place that I want to get beer from is open. No, that's not near me. There it is. They're open until 11. Ooh. Yep, might be getting beer tonight. And then having a drinking stream. Woo. Now, of course, I'm not going to be doing anything stupid on stream. You have fun with that. I'm going to make fun of you the whole time. It sounds like, honestly, it sounds like from people's experience, Maximate isn't that hard to sharpen. We Knives makes knives that are more expensive. If you're going to call them We Knives, I'd probably capitalize WE, so it makes more sense to people, because it took me a sec to catch on to what you were talking about. Well, I appreciate you keeping it on in the background. Anybody who does that, I greatly appreciate it. It's been a while since I've looked into. Yes, Civivi is under the same brand. They're the mid price brand, and then Sencut is their budget brand. Most of Sencut stuff is under 40. Civivi stuff goes up to like 150, I think, and then We Knives is anything from 300 to 800. So yeah. Do I have anything else to do today? Glad to help. You know what else I don't think I took apart? Another Kershaw. This one's up for sale though. Of course, I do maintenance on all the stuff that I can before I sell it. And as always, open it first. T8. Ooh. Heck yeah. That is not mine. That looks nasty. I never took this one apart. Wonder why. I did a full exterior cleaning and didn't even clean the inside. What a shame. Can't believe I did that. So we'll start with taking the spring off and cleaning that. Dude, sharpening gas station knives is the worst. And when I say that, I'm not even kidding. They take so much longer than any quality knife. It is ridiculous. And the best way I can explain it is the steel is so soft that while you're sharpening it, the burr that you create just gets bigger and bigger the more you sharpen it. Honestly, that should be a punishment. Like, you get arrested for, I don't know, jaywalking. You got to do 45 minutes. No, I can't say 45 minutes because that's just one knife. Let's say you have to sharpen 5, or maybe for speeding, like you have to sharpen 5 gas station knives until they can shave. And of course, they can't have a burr or else you got to start over. That just sounds like a freaking nightmare. because five of those, if you do it right, I think the fastest I've sharpened a gas station quality knife was 30 minutes. And I got lucky that time. A little bit of hair in there. And to think I was going to sell it like this. Disgusting. What a shame. There are so many things I'd rather do than sharpen another gas station knife. It is one of the worst experiences I've ever had. Eraser? You mean like a pencil eraser? So Aiden has this interesting commodity that I don't have. And what he has is something called money. And what happens when you have this commodity is for some reason it all disappears. Ooh, look, I got $50 today. Nope, no, you didn't. We're going to make you pay sales tax on that $50 that you spend. The reason I say that is his collection has a lot of nicer stuff that mine doesn't. No, you don't. You don't have to keep them clean. You literally don't. I don't. I wipe them down. Like, I wipe them off with a microfiber, which is one of the worst sensory feelings ever. Once every month. Gunnar Kincaid. What's up? I'd look it up on eBay. Or make them yourself. eBay has some interesting offerings every once in a while. Is the 220 one of them Harbor Freight ones? Because you might have just broken off the diamonds on it. Oh. Hmm. I will go loudly. Because being peaceful just doesn't sound all that fun. Oh. Okay. So that's about as clean as it's going to get. Yeah, I forget that he has the work sharp stuff. I don't. So scented mineral oil. Oh, that stuff smells great. Genuinely love that smell. I wish it lasted longer. It lasts like 30 minutes or so, but it smells amazing. Okay. That looks good. Put that right there. Yeah, when I'm sharpening, I always forget that there's fixed angle sharpening systems because I can't afford one, so I just kind of forget that they exist. Probably the better way of doing things, honestly. If I remembered they existed and I got fed up enough, I might just impulse buy one, and then I'm stuck with it when I could just sharpen a knife for an extra 30 minutes. Okay. And these are all T8s. Thank you, Kershaw, for doing... I'm sure it is. Well, actually, I don't know, you cut cardboard really slow. Like, I sharpen faster, and I think I cut cardboard faster too. And I wish that my cardboard stuff was as accurate or as scientifically making sense as yours does, but I cut cardboard faster and less consistently. That didn't work. It's up for sale if you're interested. I think it's 35 bucks. Oop, not quite there yet. No, I don't. I don't have a job that has to do with boxes where I can just go and get boxes for free. And I doubt that the US government would appreciate if I grabbed a bunch of their free boxes and then just shredded them. Sounds like a waste of taxpayer money to me. Or no, wait. They aren't funded by the taxpayer. They're funded by shipping prices. There we go. And of course, this doesn't work great when I do this, but yeah. Last night was fun. I was playing with cutting paper towels. I'm going to try something. There's a squeak when I close this. I have a couple of ideas what it might be. Yep, that's probably what it is. The detent ball is almost gone. I can't do this on camera. Yep, not going to happen on camera. There. Oh. No, but now it smells better. We're going to take it back apart. I'm going to put some more grease in a different spot. I don't even know how you would press that back in. But yeah, we're going to put a little bit of grease on the other side of the plate. I haven't had to do that yet, so... Okay. And we'll try this again. Yeah, this detent ball is just gone. It's flat. Maybe I'll send that in for a warranty thing. This is why Chris Reeve uses ceramic ball bearings in there instead of steel. It looks like I have about 8 minutes until I gotta head out. Unfortunately, I'm probably going to continue streaming after. We'll see. Depends. This seat is really hot. I probably could. I don't have any, but I wouldn't have a good time doing it either. Yep, it's that detent ball being gone. That's why it makes this sound. Can people actually hear that when I try and... I almost feel bad for selling it like this. I might just send it in for to have that detent ball redone. Okay, I'm making sure because nobody responds to it when I do it, so... I doubt somebody would want to buy this from me if they knew that their Hinderer designed Kershaw is going to sound like a squeak every time they try and close it. So I'm going to take that thing off of Blade Binge until it's all fixed. Or I'll just sell it to a pawn shop because I don't want to put up with that shit. Put it this way, it's going to cost me more in shipping to get this thing fixed than it will be to just sell it to a pawn shop. It all depends on how much... No, it doesn't feel gritty at all. It just squeaks. It's smooth. There's no gritty sound at all. It just squeaks. Yes, it can cut through a tin can. I don't have any to prove it. But it can. Very funny. Cut my fingernails today and I cut one of them too short. I want to try something. I'm going to try stropping with the smooth side. It's 35. You can see right there all those new scratches. There's a burr on this side. All right, we'll do one pass at an angle that I don't want to do, but oh, that completely swapped which side the burr was on. There we go. No, that's the previous sharpening that was done on the edge. Well, up at the, well, maybe that was the burr. There's no way. Yep, right there. That's the burr. I can feel it. It's big. That swapped sides. Yep. Okay. Looks like we're going to break it off now. I hope one of these days somebody says that I'm doing this wrong. Genuinely thinking that I'm doing it wrong. Cool. It felt like it's gone, so we'll try this again. Nope. No, but it feels ridiculously sharp. There was one of those professional sharpener guys that I was watching. I'm not using stropping compound at all. It just takes longer without it. Maybe. God, I hate doing this. The taking the burr off like that. It works. It's just I don't feel good doing it. When I first started stropping, I was using cardboard. So Maybe, please. I don't feel as much resistance now. Paper. Damn. But now it has a secondary bevel. I'm just going to say I'm not having fun sharpening this. And honestly, it doesn't need to be any sharper than it is. Oh. Yep, I was supposed to leave already. Anyway, guys, as much as I'd love to keep going, and I might come back after picking up my sister from her friend's house, I do have to head out to go do that. So I appreciate you guys watching. I told you guys it was going to be a short stream, about an hour and a half. I don't know what the name of my knife was. I just bought it from the pawn shop because it was cheap. I'll probably be back later, but I do need to go pick her up. So appreciate you guys watching, and we'll see you around. Thanks.